Hello everybody, my name's Ryan and I'm a driving instructor, and today, bad practices. So today it's about bad practice. I upload all sorts of different bits and pieces, stuff from little short videos to full voice commentary about things that have happened on the road, and some of it is quite clear cut that it's obviously wrong, it looks wrong, it smells wrong, it barks wrong, it whatever it is, it doesn't look correct. It doesn't look like the person who I've done the video on has done the right thing. It becomes obvious that somebody hasn't done the right thing, like they've broken part of the highway code or the Road Traffic Act or even the book. So the book, DVSA book, the Bible, Driving the Essential Skills, gives us loads of information. It gives us information on effectively how to drive and how to proceed normally, how we progress down the road, how we do things, how we deal with junctions, how we deal with roundabouts. So when I put the little videos on, I get people that comment back. Now, normally a lot of it, yeah, so what? Not really all that bothered, to be honest. If you've got a point to make, I'll agree with it and say, yeah, you're right, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying because it's correct. It's what I would expect a normal person to do. When I start getting downvotes, well, why? What's wrong with that? What am I telling people that perhaps they're doing the wrong thing and they don't like being told what to do? Maybe they passed the test 20, 30 years, I don't know. Maybe you passed your test in 1994, 30 years ago. That things have changed and they don't accept it. They don't accept that there's an extra 15 to 20% cars on the road. Or right now, as sales go and as the manufacturers go, then 20% of all new sales are effectively electric. 55% overall, including electric cars, are automatics, and the other 45-ish% is some sort of manual, and the manuals are slowly but surely being phased away. When you learned to drive, you probably learnt manual, and there wasn't a big thing about auto. Auto wasn't, it was some niche thing that nobody really did 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Automatics have been around for quite a long time, but when people passed 30 to 40 years ago, it was just manual that they did. Slowly but surely people have bought automatic cars, and then what you found is that people don't really fully understand them, and they end up driving the cars like a go-kart. You often hear, oh, you're doing automatic because you want to drive a go-kart. I do automatic. I teach automatic. I teach it properly. But some people seem to think that, oh yeah, you're driving that car because you're lazy or whatever. It's not like that. The reason we've got this book out is because of something that was done recently. It was about a truck on a roundabout, and when it happened I thought, hang on a sec, that guy's in the left-hand lane turning right, and I got some excuse about going straight on and that they should balance the load. I uploaded one quite a long time ago on a really specific roundabout that actually the roundabout got altered because to stop this behaviour of straight lining roundabouts. And I had somebody else on there who said, oh, when I was a driving instructor 25 years ago, I used to teach straight lining roundabouts. And you just think, that's a bad practice though. Why would you teach? If you've got some of these kids that are going out and they're getting towards a driving test and they're pretty switched on and they understand it, probably at that point, you might decide to do it. But if they then go and do it on a test and they fail for change speed, change direction, that's down to the instructor not teaching them properly. Should you straight line a roundabout? Should you teach bad practice. Let's go to the book. What does the book say, Rye? Well, the book says in procedure on page 225, procedurals when entering and leaving a roundabout. Keep to the selected lane on the roundabout. That ends that argument. Well, what about shifting? I don't really care if the book has told us to do this thing about being safe and minimising risk and keep to the selected lane on the roundabout. Then maybe we shouldn't. Oh, that's right, I don't teach it for that specific reason, because there's so much traffic around now. Because when you passed your test 30-40 years ago, there wasn't as much traffic. When there's so much traffic now, even checking your mirrors, you still don't know if somebody's there in your blind spot. And that's the point of the book. There was another one I put on and somebody wasn't happy with that, and this isn't a dig at anybody, this is just reality that for some reason people like to argue. It's another bad practice, and it was about dealing with junctions, and the person had gone the wrong side of the road almost to get round a corner. Oh yeah, they come round the corner, and like, no, there was nothing wrong with that. Well, it must be. If you cause somebody to slow down, swerve or stop, and you're in the wrong position when you're turning right or left into a junction, then surely the person that's turning into the junction is wrong. Book says they're wrong. Wouldn't teach that, that's bad practice. Wouldn't teach people to join from the right hand side of two lanes where it merges with a highway. If the left hand lane is empty, use the empty longer left hand lane. Why do people try and drive from effectively what is the right hand side and the fast bit, joining in the slow bit, when you can just join on the left hand side, have much more time to approach, understand what's happening, get a view of the road? Oh, the book says it. Yeah, the book tells you to do this as well. You should be established on the highway and you should join properly. It's in the book. I won't teach anybody to join on the right hand side. How do people then, do they deliberately or intentionally interpret the rules of the Road Traffic Act differently? And I think that's the answer, that when people interpret things, then they start becoming, it becomes a bad practice or a bad behaviour, a bad habit. I must have gone to thousands and thousands of different roundabouts while I'd been teaching. Before that, I'd probably driven through thousands and thousands of roundabouts, did a lot of driving, used to drive regularly, professionally, done thousands of them. How many times have you gone to a roundabout, even as a learner, and somebody hasn't signalled and you've been sat there and you've gone, oh, for God's sake, they could have put a signal on. That's just bad practice. Just put a bloody signal on, for God's sake. You've got arms, use them. I don't have arms. You wouldn't tell a student not to do mirror, signal, position, speed and look, the main things that can fail you on a driving test. You wouldn't tell somebody not to do that. So why do people do it? Are they getting lazy? Are they so preoccupied with the stuff that's in front, this mass data that's being presented to them, that they can't even tap a signal on anymore? Possibly. Don't know. Should we do more to follow the rules? Yes, absolutely. We should do a lot more to follow the rules. You wouldn't teach bad practice, so why follow bad ideas and bad practice? There's probably a lot to take in. Bad practice is a big subject. Probably seen bad practices and bad habits and things like this all over the place. The favourite of bad practice and the favourite of reasons why we fail a driving test, the 2 videos that I put, where we're going to fail in Gosforth, where we're going to fail in Alnwick, why I'm doing the voiceovers on the test and things like that. The reason is because people more and more and more are getting quite lazy. They're increasingly speeding. Is the technology going to take over? I made videos about this, black boxes, and is the tech? Yeah, it 100% is. To a point where you won't see that many in 30 years' time, because all these new cars, they won't be at speed, they won't be able to change lanes, they won't be able to... You get the idea. Eventually, all of the cars become drones. Won't need driving instructors in 50 years' time. Won't need bus drivers, taxi drivers. How many people drive? I'm in a car park right now and there's 2 vans. 3 vans, 4 vans actually, there's another couple over there. 4 vans doing deliveries for the supermarket car park that I'm in right now. All those jobs go. Yeah. All the truck driving jobs instantly go. As we embrace this new technology, should we be aware of all this stuff and really stick to the rules now that everything is starting to become a little bit more delicate and a little bit more testing? Yes, I think that's the answer. I think you should be more aware of your surroundings, use your mirrors more, mirror signal when your position's being looked. 100%. I'm not going to teach bad practice. I'm not going to tell somebody how to straight line roundabouts. Certainly not going to tell them how to cut people up. I'm certainly not going to tell them to do stupid things. Follow the rules. There's a great TikToker that I follow that has some fantastic explanations of the highway code. He literally goes in and describes every point. And when I'm watching this guy, I'm thinking, yeah, he's dead right. And you go to the comments and people are disagreeing with him. He's just literally read the law to you. And you still disagree. Bizarre. Classic merging turns. People do not understand them in the slightest. And I still don't know why. I've never fathomed that out. I've never really understood why people don't get merging turn. There's a big one here now. Big one at Newcastle, just going over the Tyne Bridge. There's an issue with bus lanes, people not understanding the rules about bus lanes and hours of operation, sitting in the right hand side, dawdling at 25 miles an hour. Little things like that, little people not reading rules and stuff. I don't know, maybe the technology will take over. What do you think about it all? Do you think people should book up their ideas? I do. I definitely do. This came as a result of about 5 different videos, 4 different TikToks, endless things about voiceovers. Yeah, lots of information. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. It's been a little bit cloudy. I record this a little bit in advance. It's been a bit cloudy today. And yeah, it's been a bit funny. No driving test this week, but there will be some next time. And we're going to get a glut of like about 10 of them over the next 4 weeks or something into the height of summer. It's cloudy. So yeah, you got that to look forward to. Whether I put a voiceover on, I'm not so sure. It's whether I've got time. I didn't think I would get one onto the Blythe test route that I did last week, but I managed to do it because I just worked out that I had enough available space in my scheduling to do it, because the videos take quite a long time to put together. That's life, I guess. First world problems, isn't it? I hope we have a fantastic weekend. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. But before we go any further, like, comment, subscribe.